So we are into UTR series product manual, and here we can see the IO-Link data packets, the parameter index. So let's first look at the process data unit. So let's first look at the cyclic process data. So in cyclic process data we have 4 bytes as inputs. So from PD0 to PD3, the first data packet and the second data packet are basically used like an integer, getting the distance data. So this data scale is available in PD2. It basically gives indication whether the measurement is happening in mm or the measurement is happening in meters. PD3 is to indicate 2 flags. So the complete 8 bytes, the complete 8 bits of PD3 is not utilized. Only bit 0 and bit 1 is utilized, of which bit 0 is used for the digital status flag to indicate the status of digital output, and bit 1 is used for indicating the analog status is valid or not. That means the analog output is within near and far range or not. So the distance data will be directly scaled and it will be available to you in the distance value itself. Say for example 120 to 1300 is the range of this series of UTR sensor. So if the distance measured is 200 mm, it will directly give you the distance scaled, that is value 200. Okay, if the measurement goes out of range, that means if the measurement goes beyond, for example for this 1300 mm model, if the distance goes beyond 1300 mm, it will give you positive 32760. If the distance is less than the blanking, or if the distance of the object, if the object comes within the blanking range, then it will give minus 32760. If there are no echo received itself, none of the echo is being received to the device, it will output 32764. So then comes the scale value. So usually the scale value will be by default 1 for the 350 and 600 model, which is in mm. In 1300 and 8 meters model it will be 0. Analog status flag will give the indication of analog and digital status as we have discussed just now. Apart from them, there are other groups of indexed service data units, which is the identification group, in which you can have the vendor, product ID, serial number, hardware, firmware version, and all of the respective models. Then we have the observation menu, in which again you can index cyclically the process data if required, what we saw in the 4 different bytes. Then we have UOT diagnostics. So this parameter basically gives the operating time the sensor is running. So this operating time updates every 30 minutes. So you will see an increment of 30 every 30 minutes. It will update the UOT time. Then we have user operation timeout flag. So this is an flag that can be used by a user for the operation time alarm. We can set an operation time inside. If that operation time crosses the used time of the ultrasonic sensor, it will give an alarm. Okay, it could be an application in which there is some harsh environment or some kind of an environment which ultimately damages the sensor, and customer knows, yes, after using the respective thing for around 2 years or so, maintenance has to be done inside to keep the sensor in good condition, to keep the system in good condition. So you can put an operation alarm time over here in hours. Once that alarm time breaches or it reaches to the point, you will get an operation time alarm flag turned on here. So where to put that operation time that will be compared? So if we go a bit down, here we will see an parameter operating time. Here we can enter the time required, okay, from 1 hour to 1,31,071 hours can be entered inside. Then we have temperature diagnosis. So the current temperature data will be shown up here. Then we have heating up phase. So heating up phase is nothing but the warm up phase of ultrasonic sensor, which is minimum 30 minutes. So if you turn off the power and the ultrasonic sensor is started the first time, or any of the situations when it powers up first, the first 30 minutes, the ultrasonic requires 30 minutes for the internal electronic temperature to stabilize, or if it is connected into an process application, matching the heat matched from the process to the sensor will take a time of around 30 minutes. So that 30 minutes has been decided inside. So once that 30 minutes are completed, temperature stabilization flag will turn on. Okay, so if this flag turns on, then only you can do the temperature compensation, or you should do the temperature compensation in such a situation. If you are trying to do temperature compensation from at distance, it will not allow you to do the temperature compensation before 30 minutes of power up. Only after it completes 30 minutes of power up, temperature stabilization flag will turn on and you can apply temperature compensation after that time. Then we have measurement data descriptions. So these are all read-only parameters. What is the blind zone, maximum setting zone, the unit code and the scale all will be read-only here. Okay. So in parameter menu we have system commands to start set point 1 teaching, to start set point 2 teaching, to device reset, application reset or factory reset. Then for teaching mode we have a parameter teaching mode. You can select different operation modes here: 1-point mode, area mode, window mode and analog mode. And the status of teaching, whether the first set point is successful, second is successful, both the set points are successful, whether it's waiting for the command, busy or error. So you can get the status of teaching from here. And SP1 will also give you the status of SP1 teaching, and SP2 the status of SP2 teaching. Then when we set for 1 point detection in case of digital outputs, there are 4 types of in case of digital outputs there are 3 types of modes: 1 point, area and window. So the respective mode has its own set point. So for 1 point operation mode it's set point, for area operation mode it's set point, and for window operation mode there are 2 set points required. So these are the 2 set points. So these are the set point configuration parameters. Then the digital output mode, whether it needs to be run in normally open or normally closed mode. The selection of mode that requires to run continuously. Near hysteresis, far hysteresis for 1 point, offset for the area mode, hysteresis for the area mode, and near point hysteresis for window and far point hysteresis for window. Okay. So these are all for the digital outputs. one more feature is there for digital output, which is the delay type. So you can set the nature of the output without delay or with on delay, off delay, and a pulse type delay, that is one shot delay. So delay can be configured for 25 seconds, 1 to 25 seconds. Then comes the analog parameters, which are analog set point 1 and analog set point 2. 1 is the near analog set point and 2 is the far analog set point. In some cases we also have a combo module to have current output and voltage output, so you can do the selection of the output from IO-Link parameters also. There is a selection for output characteristics, rising or falling. Foreground suppression range can also be set. It varies for the variant to variant as per the sensing range, as per the sensing range of the particular model. This foreground suppression range varies. Then we also have different types of filters available inside, foreground, background, and averaging, and the combination of them. And you can also set the filter strength from almost no filter to a strong filter in 10 different levels, from P01 to P09. Also temperature compensation can be done. The set temperature can be automatically detected from the internal temperature sensor, or you can set manually. So user can set manually from -25 to 70 degrees Celsius as the reference temperature. Synchronization mode or the multiplex mode can also be selected from here. In case of multiplex mode, the addressing can be selected. External input lock can be turned on, so that if for the 30 meters version we have push buttons, or we can also do teaching from wire. That has to be locked. We can lock it through here. Also, the device has an indicator ring. That indicator ring status can also be locked. And the last parameter is the operating time alarm. Then there is one more parameter which is only available in two models, which is the 1300 sensing range and 8 meter sensing range. It is not available with 350 and 600 mm sensing range, which is the detection width setting. So we can tune the detection width to wide, middle, and narrow with the help of this parameter. So these are the complete parameter sets which are available